Hi and welcome to this video where I'm going to be talking about the stop notes of the violin. So that stop notes are just the notes that you put your fingers down to play, as opposed to those ones that you play which are open strings. No fingers, open strings, stop notes. Like that. So the best way to start off is by looking at the violin note chart. So if you don't already have one of those, you can download one from my website, and details of that are in the description in the video. So if we look at, say, the let's just look at the D string notes. So that's the second column of notes on the note chart. So there are 4 notes there: open D, first finger E. So what we do is do you remember we're holding the violin with our thumb like that, so a little bit around this, underneath and a little bit to the side. What we do is we lift our fingers high in the air, and then what we do is we bring them down and we bend them from this thing called the bass joint. The bass joint. And then what we do is we just put them down in the string. Some people play right in their fingertips, and some people play on the sort of the fatter pads of the fingers. It's not a big deal. I guess I'd play on the fatter pads, but it's really not a big deal at all. And then what you do is you bring it down like this. So do that little exercise. It's like finger press ups for your fingers. Whoop, 2, 3, 4. Don't do this. So some people move their wrist like that to put their finger down. But you notice that it just comes all from the bass joint. We lift it up and then we lift it down and down, up and down. So it's just like press up. So why don't you do that a few times? And what I do to help is I put some stickers on my fingerboard. So that's my first finger sticker, second finger sticker, third finger sticker. So you could maybe get somebody to help you with that if you're not sure where they go. There should be a tone between the open string and the first finger. So there's a D and then first finger E. So between D and E on the violin is a tone. So what you could do is even play a D and an E on the keyboard or a piano, and then try and just find this note on the piano, on the violin. La, where is it? La, la, oh, there it is. And then just slot a little sticker in there, and that's how you know. There's a tone between first finger E and second finger S sharp. So again, play it on the keyboard, move your finger around. You know there's going to be a gap. If there's a tone, then that means there's going to be a gap. And then find the right place, find the place that sounds correct. And then the third finger G, so that's going to be just above the second finger. So I'll just put my shoulder rest on again. And again, play it on the keyboard, move your finger around, pluck until your third finger sounds the same. So there we have it. So what I recommend is play the 4 notes on the note chart every day. So you can do this with your bow or pizzicato. So open D, first finger E, second finger F sharp, third finger G. So you've got a gap or between the 1 and the 2, and then no gap between the 2 and the 3. And you can actually check the tuning. If I get my bow, actually, the bow is actually helpful for helping you to get in tune. We'll talk about the bow in another video, but you can play third finger G and compare it to your open G. And if you want to compare the first finger E, you can check that against your open E. Do they sound the same? Does this sound the same? Oh, it's awful. So look, slide your finger, play this note, get the correct note in your head, and then slide your finger on the string until it sounds the same. I prefer that method than sort of lifting the finger up and down like that. I just prefer to hear the note, put my finger down, slide it until it sounds, until it agrees with the open string. Same thing with the third finger. And how do you find the 2? Well, you know that it's going to be a tone away from the 1, and play it against the keyboard. So you do that with all 4 strings of the violin on the note chart. So A string, do you notice that the fingers are adjacent to each other? So look, the 1s are all adjacent, the 2s, open 3. Isn't that cool? So that's a really good way of working out where your fingers are. So do you see that I'm only putting one sticker there, but I don't need to put a sticker in every string. I know that the third fingers on the other strings are going to be adjacent to the third finger sticker, and the same for the other stickers as well, other fingers. So, yes, I would play each line of the note chart 4 times every day. So, and if you make a mistake and if you play a note and it's not in tune, quickly, especially if you play with a keyboard, your spider senses will tingle and you'll go, oh, that doesn't sound the same as what I'm playing. And remember, slide your finger until it sounds correct. And then eventually you'll get better at it and you'll just put your finger straight down in the right place. There we go. So I'm now consistently playing in tune. So do that with each of the 4 strings every single day and keep the note chart beside you. Now, the first time that you'll be using your fingers is in number 12 of Vamoosh Book 1, which is called Morning Sunshine. So they've made it super easy for you. They don't expect you to recognize the notes of the stop notes. Instead, they just put a number down, which makes it super, super easy. So in Summer Sunshine, it says play 3 times on the pattern, 3 times on the D string, then the same pattern on the A string, and then the same pattern on the D string. So what is it? There's 2, 4 2s, 4 1s, 4 2s, 4 3s, 4 2s, 4 1s, 2 zeros, open, 2 1s, then an open, and then a rest, rest. So in that last bar you got 0, and then it's blank, which means rest, and then the same thing there. So that's round about the speed. That's the speed there of that piece. That's the speed. And again, play it along. I've recorded that. You can find that on the playlist of my String Maestro YouTube channel. So check that out. I really like this. And if later on, once you've mastered that, go ahead and play number 13. And it uses exactly the same notes and the same finger pattern and the same tempo, same speed, but the backing track's different and it puts a completely different vibe on this piece. It creates an entirely different mood. So the first one's all about morning sunshine, it's beautiful and happy, and then the other one is a little bit afternoon rain, so it's a little bit sad. And it's amazing how just with the backing track, even though you're playing the same notes, the mood can be entirely different. So playing the violin is really good fun. You're going to love this book. So have fun with that. And then the next tune is the next tune where you use your fingers. Number 14 doesn't. Number 15. So number 15, you're actually starting to use notes now. So using notes of the stave. So this is number 15, Under the Coconut Tree. So the very first note is on the first space. So what's that? F, A, C, E, F. And there's a little sharp sign, so F sharp. So that, if you look at the note chart, you'll see that that's on the D string, isn't it? The third note along on the D string, so that's the second column down. And where do we find that in the fiddle? Open, 1, 2. And there we have it. So that's the very first note. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now third finger, and it just carries on like that. So hopefully that will help you make a really good start in reading your notes. So fiddly bye bye until the next video.